Alright, time for some solo gathering in the roads of Avalon. Let's quickly take the same sheep gear that I had last time. And I think I'm also going to use pork pie now, because it has become very cheap and I'm going to level faster. And I will get a little bit more loot as well. So I still have those journals. Do I want invisibility potions? Probably not. Let's just take resistance potions, because I simply don't have much mobility anyways. But I may be tanky enough to survive. Every single tool. That's everything. Okay. Pork pie. Boots. Mercenary jacket. Soldier helmet. Druidic staff and torch. And a random cape as well. Is that everything? Maybe one more pork pie, because I don't actually know how long it's going to take me. And now I'm going to just try checking out every single roads portal from the blue zone and then leave again. Right now it's right after the reset, so maybe I will find a little bit more stuff than the last time. But who knows? It's also a Monday. That could also help. 6 out of 7, 6 out of 7. Just going to enter, check every single gathering area. And then leave and check another roads portal in the blue zone. I think with wood cutting I'm already very close to reaching... Oh, that's 4.2. I'm very close to reaching tier 5, or rather the 20% fame threshold, where I can use learn points to level up. The spells are fine for clearing mobs in the roads, because I'm also going to do that as well to get some levels to prepare for someone wanting to kill aspects solo and ancient resource mobs and stuff like that, which are much harder than those normal old resource mobs. Dryfield Meadow, deeper, tier 5 map. Again, I'm going to take tier 5 hide from the special mobs. Oh, tier 8. Tier 8, oh my god. Well, that's a pretty high level area with very juicy resources. I'm kind of hoping for the opposite. Pretty much hoping to find tier 4 areas, so I can kill some old mobs there. Oh man, would have been pretty good on the NA server to find such an area. Juicy tier 8 resources. I wonder how expensive they are. I haven't checked, because I cannot gather them anyways. Likewise, it doesn't really matter, but I would believe that right now they are very expensive. very good to sell, considering how expensive cheap tier 7 gear is right now. Like some flat 7.0 Scholar sandals costing 70k silver. Likewise, probably pretty valuable, all that stuff. 689 silver per piece for tier 5 hide. Actually a pretty good price. That's more expensive than tier 6 resources on the NA server, except hide. The only question is going to be, will I find these old tier 4 mobs that I'm looking for? The last time I think I only found tier 5 mobs. Really didn't find any gathering areas. Could go to Dryfield Meadow, but I believe that's a yellow zone, which has less roads portals than the blue zone. So I probably just go back to the original map, tier 7 again. Somebody has been gathering though. Why is this stuff so on such a high level? 5.2, sadly cannot gather this stuff. That's sadly out of my reach for now. I think I also haven't found a Swiftclaw baby yet. But I would guess that they are not that insanely expensive right now anyways. Would still be some pretty nice extra loot. But I'm assuming that I'm not going to make too much money anyways doing this. Oh, tier 4 area, that's exactly what I'm looking for. But are there old mobs? There aren't. I'm going to run around the whole area once. I was just thinking about, do all tier 4 mobs even exist for animals? But they do. There are tier 4 old mist cougars. Very weak, very small ones. But this is exactly the kind of area that I want to find. It's big, it is tier 4 and 5. Exactly what I'm looking for. Sadly no old mobs though, but maybe I'll find such stuff. Is this guy in a party? He isn't. He also doesn't have too much PvP fame, which is nice. Kinda means that he's not that dangerous. See what? No idea what that means. He has been doing PvP in the red zone though. Otherwise he would not have such an evil sign next to his name. I will need to remember that I'm using an Ox. And so fighting against these quarter-staffed monks here in the roads will be slightly dangerous once I have a little bit of carry weight already. What's my level? Level 27 on all nature staffs. Using solo PvE gear And checking out the gathering area, I think he had a giant stack as well. So he's probably doing the same thing as me. But he may not want these useless resources. He had pork omelette though. So maybe he's just doing PvE exclusively? Who knows? Okay, it's really looking like I'm not going to find any old mobs here. Don't really want to be doing these normal animals. It's going to take so long. Going to give so little. Really looking for those old mobs. And for any random Roads of Avalon mob like this. Because that's really a lot of fame. Leveling these items pretty quickly like that. $27k fame and no problem at all to kill those. Now I guess I'm just going to go out of this roads map and check the next one. I really wonder if it's more efficient like this than just going as deep as possible and hoping for the best case. This is going to be a lot of walking around, not finding much. And this walking will be very slow. 75% gallop. Ah. Rough. Somebody took the tier 5 wood. I mean, even tier 5 wood right now is quite expensive, at least in Port Sterling. So gathering tier 5 resources right now is pretty good. Once I'll be able to gather them as quickly as on the NA server, the price will have dropped down by a lot, I'm pretty sure. Another 4.2 resource. Good fame. But goddamn. It's going to take quite a long time to get these resources up. Can there be big stacks in the blue zone? I don't think so, right? Can they spawn in the yellow zone? I don't know. I know that they can spawn in the red zone. But in the yellow zone, no idea. Tank the mobs for me. Kinda looks like he also wants to go into the roads. But he's using PvE gear, so not too scary for me. A lot of people went deeper. Lots of gathering areas. Murky Fen. Well. Just going to check out every area. And hope that I will find a nice old tier 4 mob. Let's see. Theoretically, I also should not look too interesting for people. But my tier 7 pork pie and my tier 7 resistance potions maybe a little bit interesting for people. They may believe I'm worth something. Right now I'm not really worth much. Estimated market value says 280k, but I'm not sure if I'm actually worth 280k, to be honest. Just gonna run in a big circle, basically. Check out everything and go back to Mother George. And then go deeper into the blue zone. This fiber area was empty. Which is pretty sad. But was it tier 7 and tier 6 or was it tier 6 and tier 5? I'm not sure. A tank. Looked like PvP gear, but to be honest, in the roads you can find anything. Doesn't really tell too much. Somebody's gathering. He actually found what I'm looking for. And he attacked me. I don't know if it was an accident, but he did actually attack me. But this is exactly what I'm looking for. Parasite. He doesn't have any PvP fame. He does have more gathering fame than me. 30k for more gathering fame. He's overweight, so I can actually kill him. Is he worth anything though? Kind of, I guess. I think I should go for the kill. He's overweight, he cannot run away. Impossible for him to run away. But is he worth anything? 70k for the... Let me mount up. Thanks. The staff should be fine. Pork pie is nice. The tier 5 resources should also be fine. I'm going to leave the tier 4 fiber there, probably. Less competition. That's the problem with the orcs. You're not going to be able to move anymore. It looked like I was much stronger than him, but he was only one tier lower. But maybe he had way less levels on the relevant items. Or actually my mercenary jacket is kind of okay, pretty much. Not really good, but pretty okay. Level 90 is not too terrible. My weapon is terrible though. Got 170 IP more on my armor than on my HUD. So many tier 8 resources. So much money. 170 or 160 IP higher. on the IP side of things. If I didn't see that this guy was overweight, if he didn't move, I wouldn't have attacked him. Because I cannot chase down people at all. It's impossible with this build. There is a spider. I definitely want the spider. I'm not worth anything. Let me quickly take a look into the ore area though first. Tier 7 and tier 6, nothing for me. And somebody has been gathering in here. Somebody is able to gather this kind of stuff. Doing the spider is probably kind of risky in a way, but not really too much. Oh, it's moving already. I mean, I've seen that one frost dude. If it continues moving, like, there could be people trying it who are not able to do it. But the chance is really low, because all you need is a tier 4 healing staff and then the spider is going to be easy. Is it? It's still moving. I guess I'm not going to get that spider. 3 more gathering areas. And another tier 8 one. There are 3 tier 8 gathering areas in this map. It's really a lot of money if you're a high level gatherer. But who is that right now? Nobody, probably. I mean, I would imagine that anybody who has one profession on tier 8 already still only has one profession on tier 8. Because it takes too many learn points. Unless you're extremely rich and you just buy fame books maybe. But I don't even know if there are enough of those. This is super low tier. But there's sadly no old tier 4 resource mob. But in the area where I killed the dude, there obviously was an old tier 4 fiber thing. Do I have any loot that I want to bring back home? Because I can teleport for very cheap. 10k, 20k, that's like whatever. It's not really much money. Right now I'm thinking about when would I bring back loot. Probably at like 700, 800. Tier 5 and tier 6, time to go back. I only spent 6 minutes in this map. Interesting. Not even level 25 for my druidic staff. I'm so low level right now. My soldier helmet also being pretty low. 37, 61. So the helmet leveled more? But I'm not 100% sure if I haven't been... Oh, I actually have been using plate helmets. I did do that, partially. I did partially do that. No need to bring back this loot. Let's just go deeper than Carrick. And then I can go to Sedacorps and Rassadel. Pretty nice, pretty good. Probably best possible route here. Going to take 4.1 resources. Should be good enough. Definitely not money-wise, but should be good enough for leveling. I mean, right now, the best thing with these levels would be to just farm in the blue zone or yellow zone and get to tier 5 as quickly as possible. Just gather everything, absolutely everything. Seven out of 7. So, theoretically, possible that I'm going to enter an empty map, but definitely not safe. Because it's already been 30 minutes since the European server is up again. There's 4.1 up there, but I don't want to walk such a long way for such a worthless thing. I want to find the all tier 4 mobs. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm also going to gather the all tier 5 mobs. It's going to be money, except stone. And it's still going to be quite efficient. Another big gathering area. Hopefully there won't be so many tier 8 areas again. Tier 5 map once again. I'm not finding any tier 4 roads yet. All 3 have been tier 5. Well, I guess I'm going to take that hide. But this pretty much means somebody checked out the wood area. But I wonder if people would take the all tier 4 mobs. Anybody who knows that they want to level fast and that this stuff gives a lot of fame very quickly, those people will probably take those. Somebody who's looking for money is not going to take it. Tier 6 and tier 7. Too high for me. Such long ways, always. With such low gallop speed. But this thing is so tanky. Combining that with a leather armor. Quite hard to dismount me. Would need a real ganker to dismount me with one person. Or just a super high level cloth damage dealer. Even though I'm pretty sure nobody plays that in the roads. At least no cloth damage dealers who are actually able to dismount tier 3 oxes. Another tier 7 area. I'm scared that this wood area in the north is not going to be on the low level that I'm looking for. Actually filled that one journal. Tier 4 journals. Really don't need to bother with that kind of stuff. Probably not worth the time to actually think about it. But now that I already have them, I may as well fill them, I guess. Because I'm definitely going to gather those things. Stone. Okay, what's the level? 4.1. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now I only need to find resource mobs. Hopefully there are going to be some Because that would be really, really good. Nothing here. I wonder if I would be able to kill a super high level roads mob, random roads mob. So there's one thing already. Somebody left it here. Just quickly checking if I find any old resource mob that's enchanted, because that would be such an insane fame boost. Be so great. Actually would. Will I reach tier 5 wood? Gathering? From one thing? I'm not sure. Only one thing. Do I want to walk around the area more? Did I not check out every corner? Pretty much checked out everything in the east. In the north as well, pretty much. Somebody did not continue gathering this kind of thing. I definitely need to mount up insanely quickly if I see any name. Well, I'm not wealth too much. I still don't want to die, I guess. Okay, let's see how many percentages I'm going to get from this. I mean, of course, I wish I would just find 5 old 4.3 resource mobs and immediately get to tier 5. But I think the whole time that I've played on NA, even though, to be honest, I wasn't gathering too much in the roads because they are pretty bad. But in the whole time, I only found one old tier 4.3 or resource mob. May not be too big of a deal considering that I simply haven't been gathering too much in the roads. But so often finding so little didn't really make me want to gather more there. But this is exactly the thing that I want to find. Sadly, the other gatherer took the whole fiber mob. Would probably have been a lot of fame for me if I knew earlier that he was too high on carry weight. I mean, he was using an ox and he probably didn't really have some crazy bag. Still, as long as I don't know, I probably don't want to engage a fight. Especially in the blue zone. Starting fights is definitely a problem, because you cannot zone out into the blue zone anymore if you're an outlaw. The person who attacks first gets outlaw. And even if you got attacked first, if you kill somebody, you also get outlaw. And likewise, you won't be able to enter the blue zone anymore. 16%. Will I hit 17%? I have no idea. How much do I need? I believe I need 28,000? 140 divided by 5. So how much? There's a person. A blood ladder. What is he doing here? But he has a giant stack, so he's probably also gathering. I actually didn't hit 17%. Sadly. Any other old Tier 4 resource mob? Looks pretty bad. Do I have money? I probably don't. Oh, I actually got a lumberjack tome. Worth 100k. Do I want to use it? Pork pie ran out. 100k. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I should just be using it. But 100k is a nice amount of money. I like money. I want money. I need money. Because I actually want to buy premium for 3 months. The next time that I'm buying premium to save some silver. And I don't have that much money right now. Only 33 million. That's not enough for 3 months of premium. So I'm probably just going to sell it. Premium is quite a bit more valuable than hitting tier 5 quickly. I have so many learn points right now that I could actually be pushing the tier 4 professions, the tier 4 gathering professions, but I think I'm not going to do it. I believe that I will, considering that I have so many learn points and that considering that I'm not gathering so often right now, I'm probably going to use learn points for pushing up my tier 5 levels and everything beyond that. Probably even for stone. I'm not sure about stone, to be honest. Maybe not for stone, but actually, if I do, I'm going to level faster. There's a fisher. I don't care. I do not care. Even trying to fuck me up. Okay. Wasn't casting spells. For a short moment, because I didn't want to lose my ox. Because then I would just be as overweight as the person that I've killed. And you really do not want to be overweight. Because then you can't even use your boots. Not really, at least. There's a group. Well, they will... with a little bit of luck, they would be able to dismount me. They would need 2 people to hit me. But the curse is going to deal a lot of damage. I don't remember what the third guy was. They had a tank, a curse, and a healer. All only on 4.1. What was the other guy? But they would need 1 real damage dealer and the tank on me to get me down. I probably want to do the blue chest, if it's even there. Interesting that the tank was on... Let's go to Setup Corps. Then I can even go to Rassadal and Oak Corps. That's pretty good. Interesting that the tank was on tier 6 gear though. Kind of makes sense, because he has most of the work to do. Ooh, talking about PvE, he needs to be tanky enough. Even though getting the heal up to tier 6 would also be a huge help. But mainly those 2 are the most important factors. As long as your tank can live forever, you're going to be able to do every boss except aspects and titans, because they actually get enraged after, I believe, 10 minutes. I believe it's 10 minutes. And then they deal like 3 times the damage. Roundabout. Still don't really need to teleport back. I also don't really want to teleport back, of course, because the ox walks very, very, very slowly. Somebody went into this roads and somebody went into that roads as well. Too many active people, perhaps. I mean, the wood thing was only on half. I only got like 15% of this fiber thing, but at least I found some, I guess. 3 gathering areas. Luckily quite close to the portal. What do I want to check out first? Probably the big one. And it's tier 5 again. Why am I not finding tier 4 maps? I mean, in the end, it's probably just random. But I don't know if there are more tier 4 maps, more tier 5 maps than tier 4 maps, maybe. It's possible. Because generally, I'm definitely seeing more of those tier 4 area again. Very good. Very good. Now I only need to find all tier 4 mobs. It's stone, so the chance should be really high. Don't think anybody would want to gather this kind of stuff. But somebody is. Oh no, there's a person. And like he has to be in a group basically. Because he cannot do anything solo. I mean, this was actually looking like a... Nah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because once there's a dismounted person. That's a gatherer. And this is sadly tier 5. Tier 5 don't worth anything. Well, worth way more than tier 4 stone. But I feel like I'm kind of in danger here. So let's mod up and go away. Did I already check out everything? Kind of. Pretty much. Even though I'm not very valuable, I still don't want to die. Very sad that the tier 4 thing is already gone. Let's quickly... He doesn't have any PvP fame. Should I just not care about this guy then? Maybe. Maybe. There are people. They want to kill me. The Greyseeker may actually be able to get me down. Tier 8. Probably not though, to be honest. Not solo. I don't think so. I really don't think so that this Greyseeker would be able to dismount me solo. He should be too weak. He really doesn't have any damage. Except his E and his cape. Which is a little bit, but probably not enough for an Ox. No. Here are definitely the things that I'm looking for. And this guy would most likely not be able to dismount me, at least not with these spells. Interesting group that's running around here though. They are not too interested in me though. I mean, I don't look that expensive. I'm generally not that expensive. If the tome trashes, I'm really not going to give much money. And if my ox trashes, they will not be able to carry all this garbage that I have in my inventory. Which generally isn't worth too much anyways. So there will definitely be people like me who would not loot everything if I would kill a person like me. But a lot of people on this map. And lots of old tier 4 mobs have been killed there, sadly. Let's take this 4.1 stuff. I was about to say let's take this 4.1 stuff quickly, but I'm definitely gathering tier 6 resources quicker on the NA server than I'm gathering tier 4 resources here. But that may already change once I hit tier 5. The gathering speed increase may already be enough to push me to the same level, even though I probably don't really want to gather tier 4 resources. Because they are worth nothing, but I'm not sure it's good for leveling. I will probably take tier 4 resources as long as I'm not tier 6. When I'm tier 6 I will probably only take tier 6 and tier 5 and 4.1 maybe for leveling. But I'll probably in the future still take all those tier 4 resources. Not while I'm in the roads, but when I'm running around in the black zone. Hideout map. Do I want to check out hideout maps? Do I want to do such things? Most likely not. Usually they have less gathering areas than normal maps like this. Feels like they have like at max 3 gathering areas. So pro tier 6 and tier 7. I mean tier 6 and tier 7 are pretty bad. As old resource mobs. They only have like 30, 40, 50 stacks, pieces, whatever. They are pretty bad. Except the tier 8 ones, because tier 8 is just so valuable and takes so insanely long to gather, so having the gathering speed bonus there definitely really good. But there are old mobs. Let's hope for the best. Tier 8 and tier 7. 8.1. Beautiful stuff. Just too much for me. A nice little dead end here. Always... let's check out the small one first. Let's do it like that. Please have some low level areas. There's a person! And he has a German name! Is that tier 5? That's actually tier 5, yeah. He's stronger than me. And he is on a higher level. Talking about gathering. But he can't chase me because he's using miner boots. Which is really nice. So I can always just gather next... Oh, never mind, I can't because... Wait a second, I'm using a transport ox. I cannot do that. Tier 5? least tier 4 as well? No, it's tier 5 and tier 6. Do I care about this area then? Probably not. Was just thinking about the miner boots guy couldn't kill me, but he can, cause I'm using a transport ox. Tier 8 and tier 6. 3 tiers. Time for the next map, I guess. Do I want to walk over the screen chest? I'm not sure. It just respawned, I guess. Well, that's actually a reasonable mob right here, and it's solo, so let's just quickly kill that. Doesn't drop silver, but the silver that's dropped in the roads is so insanely low that it doesn't really matter. It's all about the fame that you get from those mobs. All just about the fame. 27k again, 30k, 38k. 10k more fame than the terrible garbage laser woman mob. Oh, that's a little bit of hide. Let's quickly take that and let's quickly check out how much money I got from tier 5 hide. 50k. Gathering tier 5 resources right now. Pretty good. Pretty good. I suppose I will actually make some money once I hit tier 5 wood gathering. Well, I'm not sure. It's probably going to take one more week before I'm going to gather like that. So maybe the prices will be lower by then. But if I was 100% focusing on tier 5 wood, I may actually make money when going into the black zone. I may actually make money if I ignore tier 4 wood. It's probably going to be worth it because I'm generally doing gathering for money. So I have a little bit more to get a little bit more premium wicker. So southeast Russadell. Russadell is really far away from everything. So maybe I'll get lucky. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows? Run. Transport ox, run. Faster. I should be doing what this guy is doing. Just gather in the blue zone. Even though actually he should not be doing that. I would guess. With tier 5? You really should be gathering somewhere where you can actually get tier 5 resources, because tier 5 resources are valuable right now. But maybe he's not able to do that. He was using pretty expensive stuff. So he definitely should be able to afford going with tier 5 gathering gear, everything else on extremely cheap. And then just gather in the yellow zone. And red zone. Maybe not red zone if he's too bad. But you may not know. If that's the case. Road portals. 7 out of 7. Let's see. Actually not worth losing my gallop. So many gatherers with oxes. Tier 5 gatherer already. Still spending time here. I mean, theoretically tier 4 could be worth something, but there are just too many people like this guy. Likewise, it's not worth anything. Because too many people are doing this. Too many people are gathering like this. Likewise, not much silver to be made from that. Okay, give me Vol.40 Resource Mobs. There's actually nothing. Nothing is a little bit too little for me to actually go deeper into this road map. Okay, 21 minutes. I mean, so far I probably only have been spending max 15 minutes. Do I want to do this mob there? Probably not. Probably gives like 20k. Fame, I could be doing it. It's a really annoying mob though. Bundle. Bundle is not good for me. 5 gathering areas though. Let's see if I'll be lucky. Maybe I'll be lucky. Tier 4 and Tier 5 is great, but... This looks like Tier 6. No, setter logs. That's Tier 5. Oh. A little bit of fame. Stop resetting. Do not reset when I attack you. That's not polite. Can I just pull this guy? Probably. Probably. He's able to silence. Crazy. Time to use a little bit of healing. I can... Oh. I can block that silence shot. I think I need to reset this. Do I? Blocked. Now I'm going to have one more heal. Harder than I thought. I mean... I was doing it in a rather difficult way, pulling 2 mobs together. And I think I got hit by the big AoE spell once. Well, I'm going to take 4.1. Well, when I'm already doing this mob here, I could have pulled these 2 together, I guess. But whatever. Do I want to do a blue chest? For the fame? Going to be a lot of fame. But I probably don't want to do so. Oh, it's even an enchanted one. Could actually give money. But I'm probably not able to do that. Do I want to look if I can do the boss? Let's take a look. Kind of want to have Gallop before I can do this stuff. Somebody has done that already. I mean, the boss is quite a lot of fame. Somebody died. I mean, a pink chest is pretty nice. It's only tier 4, but still. But I probably want to do these mobs there. They are a lot of fame. A lot of fame. Let's quickly do those and this single mage, but I'm only going to do the single ones. The rest is going to be way too hard. I believe, at least. I also don't have combat food with me right now. But these single mobs here should be really good. Probably want to do those. They may even drop a little bit of loot. A tiny little bit of loot. It is possible. It is actually possible. Oh, these standard attacks are really hurting. $100,000 fame. And they, as I said, can actually drop some loot. I don't really need to wait too much, to be honest. And if I clear this one bot, I may be able to do that other wandering mob as well. The mages should give less fame than those acolytes though. This fame is really helpful. I mean, I can test if I can actually pull that acolyte solo, or if I can't. Probably want to use a healer now. Heal armor. Could also dodge one standard attack with my helmet. Going to save some HP. Another 100k. Another book. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can actually... This should be worth it. I need to... Oh, wait a second. Can I... walk a little bit further to me? Yes, like this. Okay. Line of sight blocked. Stop. Stop it. Need to kill the bot first. And I definitely need to dodge these spells there. Oh, I definitely need to dodge that as well. That's so many things. Really don't want to get hit by those wandering things there, because that would decrease my healing and my damage. Oh, wow. I actually ran in range of those. But I should be able to pull this. Maybe not. Maybe that's only possible together with the bot. Could imagine that being the case. Oh, this mage is probably going to be harder, right? Is it? Block one attack like that. Use my boots for more healing. Is this harder? I think he's dealing more damage. And only gives 50k fame. Okay, now the big question. Can I pull this dude without using a bot for pulling? Nope. I actually need the bot to get this mob. Alright. Then I'm going to use the bot. Hurry! Hurry! My pork pie is running out, even though that doesn't really matter in any way. Yep. Now I only got these Oh, I actually am not allowed to attack them like that. I need to trigger the aggro by aggroing the bot, basically. Should be far. Is that far enough? I believe I need the mage to... Was that good? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm fine. Now I can pick both of those. I need to get rid of the... Actually push the mage a little bit further back. It is actually possible now that I may not be able. Okay, it's still fine. Cast a Q and let's heal up. Let's use my boost for some extra healing. Doing quite the damage. Want to block the next auto attack like that. Going to have my boots very soon, but this is getting pretty close. Don't really want to use a resistant potion for this. A little bit longer for my armor. Okay, he just used his perch, so I'm good to go. Alright. Somewhat rough. Probably wouldn't have been able to do it on the NA server with delay. Level 20. Okay, this only took me like 3 hours, so time to continue searching for some old tier 4 mobs. I already have 5 fame books. Tier 4 and tier 5, that's great, but nothing's there. Okay, I still have to check out the fiber area and then... Oh, the fiber area in the north as well, of course. This is a tier 4 map. I actually need to remember using my pork pie again. 2 mobs. I think I do that. Because they are tier 4. Finally a tier 4 map. Now the question is just going to be, will there still be some old tier 4 mobs left for me? Or have they all already been taken? I mean, there's Ferndale. Ferndale should be, I think, like immediately close to the starting town, basically. Like Lyndhurst, I believe. Ferndale should be Lyndhurst. Should be Lyndhurst. Could be something else. Doesn't really matter which one it is, to be honest. Definitely very close to town. And likewise pretty bad for me. Because likewise a lot of people will probably take a look into the map. But maybe those have not been gatherers. Can still hope for that to be the case. 25% carry rate when I have my pork pie running and my ox alive. Any other resource mob up in the north, maybe? No. Too bad. Guess I'm just going to take this one then. I'm pretty sure these low tier cats have way lower chance to drop these Swift Claw babies than those tier 6 cats. But I would not be able to get a tier 6 hide, which is probably very valuable right now. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe it's just like 2k or something. There is a Finder Initiate. Kinda wanna kill this mob. But I really don't want to get kicked away from my ox. Really don't. But at least tier 4 mobs don't kick too far away. Like tier 6 and tier 8 mobs really kick very far. One, two more. Did I check the fiber area? I don't think I did. I believe I immediately went towards, or rather through the blue chest. Pretty sure about that. So I still need to check out the fiber area as well. Rassadel closing in 5 minutes. Well, at least I'm going to be able to get out of here if I don't find anything good. Let's see. Only one? Nah. Let's not do this. If there would have been two... Can I pull all of them? I don't think I can. I do not think that I can pull all of them together. But the 4.11 is one that I want to take anyways. Even if it's solo, I guess. Can I reach it now? I can. Don't want to get stunned though. Give me those tier 4 resources. It would be so nice if I randomly found an old tier 4 mob that is enchanted. It would be so much fame. Did I take everything? It looks like I did. I mean, gathering those doesn't take too long. But it felt like it would have been possible that I didn't take everything yet. Perfect area for me. Perfect. Except for the fact that there's no old tier 4 mob. The perfect level though. So many treasure things. Deeper 7 out of 7. But I'm just going to go back to Rassadel. I'll just go back there. I'm not 100% sure, but I would guess that this is better than going deep. I'm finding a lot of low tier things. Sadly, I mean, it's like whatever, there's always some... how do you say that? Diversity. Like finding these full tier 8 gathering areas from the blue zone is a little bit crazy, but it happens. It definitely happens, especially when there are a lot of gathering areas. There's always quite the diversity in the gathering areas in the roads. No cat babies. But I believe the chance is just very low to find those from those low tier cats. 4%. Yeah, I can actually not see the percentages. 8% on skinning. Still going to take a while. But very soon I'm going to hit tier 5 wood gathering. Best case, still in this run. But even if I don't, I will hit it very soon. So from here I want to go to Oak Corps. People doing blue zone static stuff. I mean, at least you can go with super high level gear without risking anything. Enchanted stuff? I mean, how high is this chance? 0.32. 0.32 chance. Or rather, just the amount, I guess, of 4.3 resources. Wait a second. Wait a second. I mean, surely this will only have 2 pieces. Never mind, it has 6. But he's tier 5. Stone Gatherer. I mean, you know, right now I'm thinking about, does it make sense to go into the Blackstone with tier 5 Stone Gathering? And I'm really not sure about that. Because it doesn't really give money. But maybe tier 6 stone does. I'm not sure. But also always, of course, kind of depends on how much money you generally make. And if you have other money generating methods. Or if you're very, very much in danger. Let's see how much fame this one gives. Kinda wanna know. How much fame do you give me? If that's 10k, I will be very sad. But I don't think it will be only 10k. I would guess 20k fame? 14. Really not that good, but it is an easy one. That doesn't really take much time. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Probably only want to do tier 3. Blue zone mobs then, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. But that's pretty bad. 14k. 14k fame only with premium running. That's quite some gathering areas. Birch Copse. I don't really remember Birch Copse. That's red zone, right? That should be red zone. Hopefully this is not a tier 6 map. It's not a tier 6 map, but I guess it's a tier 5 map. I think the chance that this is going to be a tier 4 map is pretty damn low when it has a red zone entrance and it is tier 4. Nice. It's also a tier 4 area, but doesn't really look like I'm going to get lucky there. I mean, there's still the chance that something's going to spawn. Still got like 10 seconds. Looking at the area. But yeah. Actually a tier 4 map with a red zone entrance. Perhaps, may that also be a blue zone? Pretty sure that's red zone. Pretty sure that's pretty close to Kalia. Is it? Which cops may actually be blue zone? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm playing too little in the Royal Continent stuff to actually know. Only one. Can't find another one. I guess I'm going to skip it then. I think Birch Copse is a blue zone. I believe it's a blue zone. Sounds so red to me. But I guess it's a blue zone. Yeah, it should be a blue zone. I wonder in which town though. Doesn't really matter too much, but... Birch Copse. Yeah, blue zone. Limhurst. I can go there and teleport, I guess. It's going to be pretty cheap. Going to be pretty damn cheap. So, will I be lucky here? One mob? One mob is too little. Old mobs, please. Come on. Please. Well. Unlucky. Two mobs at once. That's fine. Did I find... Oh, 4.2 up there. Did I find a single old tier 4 mob that I could kill myself and gather as a whole? I don't think so. Pretty contested, I guess. Maybe contested, I don't know. Maybe just unlucky. Hard to say. Hard to say. Can I get some more? Nope. That's going to be it. For this PvE interaction. There's a person. Is he solo? He is solo. Okay. He is indeed solo. Why can I not click on him? What the f... I'm not... Why? Like, in the top of my screen, there's no... Thanks for actually writing to me. Now I can look at your stats. On the top of my screen, I can actually not see his thing for some reason. What the hell is that? Now I can again. 400k. He asked me, what do I gather? I gather everything. Everything. Wait, was there a tiger and a stone dude? No. Somehow in my memory, it was like there was some tiger jumping there. But that doesn't seem to be the case actually. 500k in my inventory. Interesting. This guy is not killing these Ressource Mobs. Some pretty good fame. You're already here. Probably should take those things, especially since they're so easy. Like, absolutely no problem. Definitely not for a battle axe. And even for everything else as well. Like, absolutely no problem. Those mobs here are too easy. Give so much fame. Pretty sure should take that with pretty much everything. Every gear. Unless you're doing something that's more valuable. Like running around doing blue chests or something. then you may as well skip those, I suppose. But when you're solo, you probably should be killing all these single mobs. Too much fame. Do not do so. Water stuff guy is annoying. The bot is even more annoying. Old tier 4? No. Too bad. This other dude is seemingly able to gather tier 4 hide. Hopefully he's not going to take beautiful old tier 4 hide away from me there in this last hide area. If he is, I'm not going to contest him. I mean, my gear is... Do I win? I don't have carry weight, but I can throw away tons of tier 4 resources. But I probably do not want to fight him. I don't think I do want to fight him. Because if he doesn't want to, then I'll not be able to chase him. I simply won't be able to do that. Would be really sad if there was something good though. Not gonna lie. Birch Corps. 3 people went out. Oh, nice. Stuff. Stuff that I want. And there's even more stuff. Go away. Okay, I'm just going to do everything right now. Whatever. Didn't expect to take that much damage though. But it's also like whatever. Just going to use my heal now. Attack faster. But the heal of my armor should trigger twice when I have my thorns under the loot below his feet. A million. Just a million gathering mobs. But I mean, I really haven't been gathering too much the whole time that I've been running around like this. Really haven't been taking too much stuff. %17% on wood. So I'm 100%. I mean, it was already apparent before this run, but the next time that I'm going to go for wood gathering into the Black Zone, I will definitely hit tier 5 wood gathering, and then I may start making some money actually. Because at least for now the tier 5 resources are still worth quite a bit. So I did get a little bit of fame, I guess. Did some mobs. A couple of mobs. A tiny bit of money. Tiny bit of fame. Really? Seems to be quite hard to actually find those old tier 4 mobs. I did find, I believe, did I find 3? Yeah, I think that one dude who was gathering, oh, it was a tier 5 mob. It's really quite hard Find those old tier 4 mobs. So I actually only found 2 old tier 4 mobs today. And I only got like maybe 10% of the first one. And 50% I believe from the second one. The stuff is really quite contested. Pretty contested. People really want to level up their gathering on the roads, I guess. I mean, there are quite a lot of people who are already on higher levels when talking about gathering. Ooh, I filled a stone journal. Oh god. Stone journals. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Stone journals. There's a mob. There's a book. Could even quickly finish this chest, to be honest. But it's a green tier 4 chest, so there's not really going to be money. In 99.5% of the cases. So let's just not finish this chest, only take the mob. The mob is good, it's good fame. 38k, 39k basically. And goodbye. Level 23, I'm about to hit the bronze star on my weapon. Soon I'm going to deal so much damage. Not really, but... I mean, it's quite a lot of damage, to be honest. Pretty high damage output. Considering that you can kill aspects solo with like tier 5 or tier 6 gear. Before 10 minutes are over. Quite... Oh, 4.1. Sure. That's quite some DPS. Of course, not comparable with real damage dealers who are really going full damage, but considering that I have a heal which is broken, pretty high DPS. And there would have been another portal. But time to stop for today. I have been finding too much of nothing for now. But I did get a little bit of loot, I guess. A tiny bit. A little tiny bit of loot. I suppose 560k. I'm not sure what of this stuff is actually worth anything. I mean, okay, 120k from the books and 111k from that. The enchanted stuff, the tier 5 stuff. I really don't see how I'm getting 560k from this random stuff here, but I suppose I don't mind. Oh well.